Hello everyone, welcome to my video lecture series on Embedded Controller Laboratory. So today we'll see how a stepper motor can be interfaced and it can be rotated, it can be controlled in a clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So after going through this session, the students will be able to develop an embedded C program to interface a stepper motor to rotate in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So from the beginning, we need to include an LPC17xx.h, a header file, which is going to support all the register set, all the configuration of 1700 to 1799, where we are using 1768. Then we have created two functions here, void clock_wise for clockwise rotation and void anti-clockwise for anti-clockwise rotation. So these two functions are going to define clockwise rotation as well as anti-clockwise rotation whenever we call these functions into our main program. We have initiated one variable here, integer type var1, which is along for holding a step changing value, a step value. Then we have some integer variables here, I, j and k, which are used in a for loop for creating a delay purpose. Then starting with the main program, here for this stepper motor, we know that there are 4 pins are required to control, as there are 4 poles are there, pole A, B, C and D. So how it will be rotating? Step by step, from A to B, B to C, C to D and D to back to A, which completes one step. When we continue with this, then there will be a rotation from A to B, C, D and back to A, which is in a clockwise direction. And if the same thing is been rotated in the reverse side, from if the step is from D to C, C to B, B to A and back to D, D, C, B, A, D, then the motor will rotate in reverse direction, that is anti-clockwise direction. So the first line of this main program is LPC_pincon, that is pin configuration package, where the register pin select 4 register that we are using. That is, we are enabling all the P2.0 to P2.15 ports as a GPIO functions. But out of these, we are going to use only 4 ports: P2.0, P2.1, P2.2 and P2.3. P2.0 to P2.3. So basically, these ports are placed on the pin 75, 74, 73 and 70. P2.3 is on 70, P2.0 is on 75, pin number 75 of LPC1768. Then the second line, where after selecting these 4 lines, I have to make them as a output ports. So for that purpose, as it is from the beginning, I require 4 bits of FIO DIR register, so which is a GPIO2. So LPC_GPIO2 port 2 FIO DIR equal to 0x00000000F. F means bit 0, bit 1, bit 2, bit 3 are going to be 1, 1, 1, 1. It means P2.0 is 1, 0 bit, the bit 1 is P2.1, bit 2 is P2.2 and bit 3 is P2.3. All we are making it as high, so that is they are going to be output port. Now I am creating a while loop, a forever while loop. where I'm calling the clockwise and anti-clockwise functions. So in the beginning, in the while loop, for j is equal to 0, j is lesser than, the condition is j is lesser than 50, j plus plus. So 50 times I am calling a clock underscore wise function. Clockwise function. 50 times I am calling a clockwise function. Then after this, I'll stop the motor for some while. For that, I'm creating one delay here so that the next term will be anti-clockwise. To show that anti-clock rotation, we are stopping the motor here for some time delay. Then for another, for j, that is another 50 times, now I am calling anti-clockwise function. So now anti-clockwise function will be called up for 50 times. Then again, after 50 times, I am generating some delay so that I am going back to clockwise rotation, so that the motor will rotate in clockwise direction and as well as anti-clockwise direction continuously. So this can be modified as we want for any of the applications. So how these clockwise and anti-clockwise functions are defined for this P2.0, P2.1, P2.3 and P2.2 and 3. So here is a look. First, I am defining the clockwise function, void clock underscore wise, nil is returned. So within this, I am assigning one value to the one variable integer, var1. So var1 is equal to 0x00000001. Now bit 0 of this var1 is equal to 0. Now what I am doing, I am creating one for loop here by using a I integer, so that this variable var1 is going to be shifted, used for ABCD stepping. This for loop is created for ABCD stepping. Then I am clearing all the clearing means the port 0, port 2.0, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. I am sending 0 on these pins first. It means I am clearing all these pins. Now on these pins I am sending a variable 1 value. What is a variable 1 value? 0, 1. So that is the 1 means 0001, where the port 2.0 is 1 now. It means I am sending a high value on P2.0. So it means the step A is activated now. Then in the next line, I am shifting the variable 1 value to the left side by 1 bit, by 1 position. So now it will become 0, 2. Before it was 1, now it will become 2. Now what will happen? So after shifting a variable value to the left side by 1 position, the value of var1 will become 2. Then in the same, I am remaining in the same for loop for 4 times. So in the second time, the var value is now 2. So here P2.1 will get set for the value 02. Then again I am shifting the var value to the left side by position 1. Then the var value now becomes 02 to 04. It means the bit 2 is going to be high. It means P2.2 is now activating, that is step C. Then again for the 4th time, I am shifting the var1 value to the left side by 1 position. So now var1 value will become 08. 8 means P2.3 will get a high value on its pin, that is step D. So this is 4 steps has been done in this one function. So I am calling this function for 50 times. So the calculation part we will do it in the last. So after this 4 times there is a delay time, that is I am stopping the clockwise and then I am going to anti-clockwise now. Now in the beginning the same var variable 1 var1 value I am setting it as 8 for anti-clockwise purpose. Now again I am creating a 4 time loop, for loop for DCBA purpose stepping. Now again I am clearing all these pins P2.01, 2, 3, I am clearing them. Now I am setting only one bit of 0, 1, 2, 3, that is the variable var1 value is now 8. 8 means the step D. First step D will be activated P2.3, then the value of var1 is now going to be shifted to the right side by 1 position. Now this 8 will become 4, that is P2.2, it means step C is activated. Then again variable 1 is shifted to right side by 1 position. Now the value of var1 will become 0, 2, it means P2.1 step B. Then again one more time var right shifted by 1. Now the value becomes 0, 1, that is step A, P2.0. So P2.3, 2, 1, 0. Step D, C, B, A. So now in this function the motor is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. So these functions I am calling 50 times clockwise, after that again 50 times anti-clockwise. So what is the actual step between what is the step angle and how many number of steps that we are utilizing for complete 360 degree? So for that calculation, in the comment section, for step calculations, we are calling each function for 50 times, and each function is going to have a 4 steps while one time call. That is 50 times into 4 steps. Here we are generating 200 steps. And angle calculation for this is total 360 angle degree divided by 200 steps, that is going to be 1.8 degree per step. The standard is going to be a 1.8 degree per step. We cannot go below this, but we can go more than this by decreasing the step sizes. So here we have written a stepper motor program in the Keil tool. Now we will generate, the hex file is already generated. Now we will send this hex file into an LPC1768 hardware. You can see this. The stepper motor is being connected here, and now it is rotating anti-clockwise. Okay, that was a clockwise. This is anti-clockwise. After some delay,